I'm like a squirrel or a bird or something, easily distracted by shiny stuff. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having an absolutely amazing day. Today we're going to be doing something I am very excited about. We are going to be looking at the new Storybook Cosmetics Mean Girls Burn Book palette. Now Mean Girls for me holds a very special place in my heart, as I'm sure it does for many of you. I have very nostalgic feelings and memories of Mean Girls, and I just really wanted to test out this palette, get all those nostalgic feelings of middle school, and also I wanted to test out something from Storybook Cosmetics because I have never tried anything from them before, so I figured this would be the perfect palette to test out. This is how the palette arrived to me, all nicely wrapped up in this blue Storybook Cosmetics box. Let's go ahead and get into it and take a look at the palette itself. And inside we have this beautiful velvet baggie with Storybook Cosmetics on the front as well. And then it looks like a little bookmark, which is real cute. I like it. On the back it says, "Once upon a time there were three sisters who never stopped believing in fairy tales, and they all lived happily ever after." That's really, really cute. I like that. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the little velvet casing here and finally see this palette. I'm so excited. Alrighty guys, here it is, the Burn Book palette, and I'm real excited about it. It really does look a lot like the Burn Book. It's a little bit smaller than I was expecting, but it's still a nice size. It's super duper thick. This little outside portion here is like a cover, and then underneath we have the same exact packaging. I love that the edges of the palette actually do look like a book. And then we have all of the lovely details of the outside of the Burn Book, and on the back we have a bunch of little kisses. So I am incredibly excited to get in here and see what the shadows look like. Ooh, they're pretty. Okay. So on the side of the book we have a gigantic mirror, which I have to strategically place so you can't see the disastrous mess in front of me on my makeup table. And then on the bottom of the mirror it says, "You're really pretty."
Thank you.
And then we have the actual palette itself. So in here it is going to come with 12 shades. We have different finishes. We have some metallics, we have some mattes, we have some shimmers, and they all look really interesting and really, really pretty. There's a few that are catching my eye real quick. But before we get into swatches and an eye look, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the pricing and things like that. So this is still available on the Storybook Cosmetics website. It is $55, which is a little bit expensive, I'm not gonna lie. And you also still have to pay for shipping and handling and taxes, I believe. I'm pretty sure mine came to $62 maybe, with all of that included. But it is just such a super cute original makeup palette. I absolutely had to get it. Another reason I just really, really want to get this palette is a very specific nostalgic memory I have of Mean Girls. Me and another friend of mine used to go over to my other friend's house all the time, all the time, and we would always watch Mean Girls on VHS. Yes, VHS. And I don't really think I was allowed to watch Mean Girls at my house, so it was always kind of ooh, sneaky, I'm going over to my friend's house and we're gonna watch Mean Girls. And that just stuck with me for so long. And incredibly tragically, my friend, the one whose house we used to go over to all the time and watch Mean Girls, passed away on New Year's Day a few years back, and I just thought that she would think this is super awesome, and I just really, really wanted to get it. It's kind of in memory of her, so I'm so excited about this. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get into some swatches. I'm so excited to touch these and see what they are like. This one, Gruel, right here is just really piquing my interest because it's nice and shiny and bright. I'm like a squirrel or a bird or something, easily distracted by shiny stuff. So let's go ahead and get some swatches. Alright, so very first in the top row we have is Butter a Carve, and here that is swatched with a brush. Then moving on we have Gruel, and here is Gruel also swatched with a brush. Then the final shade in the top row is Glen Coco. Alright, moving on to the second row. The first one in this row is So Fetch. Alright, next up we have Wednesday. And then finally in this row we have She Doesn't Even Go Here. Alrighty, so here are the first two rows swatched with brushes and finger. Alright, next up we're going into the third row, and the first shade in the third row is The Plastics. Then moving on we have Regina George. Then next up we have Mouse, duh. Alright, moving into the fourth row, the first shade is You Can't Sit With Us. Alright, next up in the 4th row we have Cool Mom. And then the final shade in the entire palette is October 3rd. Alrighty guys, and there are the final 2 rows in the palette. Oh my gosh, you guys, you could literally replace my arms with pool noodles and I probably wouldn't be able to tell a difference because my arm is sore, literally just from holding it out like this for however long it took me to film those swatches. Alrighty guys, so those are all of the swatches. I do want to show you all kind of like the fallout that I've gotten just from dipping my brush into these shades and also my finger. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see, but I am getting quite a bit of fallout, definitely in some of these like stiffer colors like Wednesday and October 3rd. It's not the worst fallout I've ever seen, but it is definitely there. I have a lot of powder kind of like left over on my table from Is Butter a Carb up here. Alrighty, so I pretty much have absolutely no idea what kind of look I'm going to do, which is very standard with any type of like tutorial I do on YouTube. So I'm just going to go ahead and zoom you guys in and we'll figure it out along the way. One thing I will say is I think this binding here is going to get very dirty very quickly. I can already see like fingerprints and black smudges and stuff just from me doing swatches. Alright guys, the very first thing I'm going to do is take a nice fluffy brush and go into the plastics, which is just this white shade, and kind of fluff that all over the lid. I'm really having a hard time deciding between You Can't Sit With Us and Glen Coco for like a transition color, but I think I'm gonna go with You Can't Sit With Us. I expected this to come off a little bit more of like a neutral peachy color with a little bit of like a warm undertone, but it is quite pink. What is this even from on my finger? What the heck did I like rub into? Alright, the transition color is done. Now, let's move on to a different color, which I have not decided yet. Let's just go for it. Let's go into this really, really like hot pink Wednesday here. This from the swatch was pretty pigmented and it does pick up quite a bit on the brush. Ooh, I'm a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. I always kind of like to like pat shadows like these on and then go in and blend because it is a little bit powdery and very pigmented. So, you know, you could probably end up with like a snowflakes of pink on your cheek. Alright, now I'm going to go back in with my fluffy brush and blend that out. Wow, that kind of blended away to nothing almost. I wasn't expecting that. I'm going to go ahead and take some on my fluffy brush and blend that way. Just pat it on again and then blend because it really just kind of disappeared. It's really frustrating because I have such hooded eyes and the way the light hits it makes it look like there's literally no color here, but there is. It's very frustrating. Alright, next I'm going to use She Doesn't Even Go here with kind of a smaller fluffy brush. Alright, next up I'm going to use Regina George like in this portion to brighten up that inner corner area. And I just dampened my brush a little bit because I really wasn't getting too much pigment out of it. Alright, that's not really working, so I'm just going to go in with my finger, which is one of my favorite ways to apply eyeshadow anyway. And I'm just really not able to get that looking like I want it to, so I'm going to try something else to brighten up that inner corner a little bit. I just got this the other day from Sephora, and I've heard so many people talk about this that I really wanted to try it out. These are the Stila Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadows, and they look beautiful, so I really want to see how these work. So very, very shiny. Whoa. Oh, wow. Oh wow, that's some glitter. Alright guys, I just went ahead and did this eye as well. I'm loving the shimmery stuff. I typically don't wear glitter like ever, but this is kind of fun. I messed up quite a bit on this eye, but I think I'm getting the hang of it a little bit more over here, but I still think it's kind of fancy. Alright, next, just because the bright pink isn't enough, I think I'm gonna go in with this Gruel right here and run that underneath the lower lash line because every hot pink needs a bright neon green. Alrighty, so the shadow is basically done. I'm going to attempt to do a decent wing eyeliner. We'll see how it goes, and then I'll be right back. Alrighty, the eyeliner is on. Now I'm going to be using this curl booster and this Monsieur Big from Lancome on my lashes. Ooh, with this white mascara on, this looks like alien makeup or something. Alright guys, for the lips, I'm not really sure what to do. I feel like I never really wear this type of eye makeup, so I'm a little bit at a loss because it's very like bright and pink, and sparkly, just, you know, a little bit different than what I typically go for. So I swatched like 1.5 billion like lipsticks on the back of my hand, and I don't know what to do. At first I was just going to use this YSL Rouge Lip Shine, and it's like this really bright, intense kind of peachy pink. But I was just gonna kind of put it on and like mush it around, I guess. But I don't know if this looks too much like I'm trying to like dress as a candy store or something. I thought like kind of the glossy lip with this almost like very 2000s color scheme might work out well, but now I'm not sure. And then I thought maybe I would try to go like super duper nude, which I think this might be one of the best options, like since there's so much attention on my eyeballs right now that, like, you know, we just kind of ignore this part down here. But I don't really know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. With a really bright, intense eye look like this, what color would you go with? I also thought about just like throwing everything to the wall and just wearing like a really intense purpley berry, but so I don't really know because this is definitely not the makeup I typically do, but I guess this is the final look. So yeah, it's very sparkly, very, very pink. I could not do a Mean Girls palette review without wearing pink eyeshadow. I just couldn't. I was also going to wear a pink shirt, but I believe I wore my only pink shirt I own like yesterday, so I didn't do that. I did curl my hair though to look a little bit, you know, fancier for today. I used this little curling stick here that I got from HSI Professionals. This is one of the curling sticks that is going to come in the case of curling sticks that one of you guys will be receiving in our upcoming giveaway. I think I did okay. I still have like all of my hands and they're not like completely burnt off, so I think we did okay. But yeah, this is the final look, and I think it probably would be like even better if I had some really nice fake lashes on, but goodness gracious, I just hate fake lashes. So I didn't really want to put any on, and I don't think you need to wear fake lashes every day anyway, even if you are wearing kind of like a glam makeup look. So here it is, not fake lashes, but if you just imagine some like extra little like hairs above my eyes, then that's probably what it'll look like. Alrighty, so my overall impressions of the palette as a whole. I think it's a very cute palette. I love the packaging. You guys already know I love the packaging. I love the theme. I love the names. I love all of it. Some of the shadows are a little bit maybe on the dry side, and you know, a dry shadow doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad shadow, but they are kind of dry. Some of them are a little bit powdery, but they obviously do give a pretty good pigment. I mean, this pink is incredibly bright. I had a little bit of a hard time getting Regina George to really pack on and like reflect like I wanted to. That's why I had to break out the big guns, the liquid glitter. And I have to say October 3rd is an incredibly rough feeling shadow. I mean, it does give like good pigment. It's just very, very rough to the touch. Overall, I think it is a very fun and cute palette. I think it would be great for like a collector's edition, a collector's set or something like that. Do I think everybody needs this palette? Probably not. I mean, everybody doesn't need every palette. That's just a given. But it is a little bit on the pricey side. I would definitely say that. I do like that it's more like an indie brand. I think that's really cool. Or gruel, I should say. I don't know. I just really think it's up to preference. If you really, really want this in your makeup collection, then I think it would be worth it to get it. But if you're just like, oh, I kind of like that green color and you know that blue's really cool, oh, and that's a really awesome pink, I don't know if you need to spend like $55 to get this exact palette here if you're not like, you know, attracted to it for another reason. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so very much for watching. Please go ahead and subscribe if you have not already. It would mean the absolute world to me. You don't even know. Also, we do have our current giveaway going on right now. It is a monthly giveaway, so it'll happen every single month. I'll link that down below for you guys. And other than that, I just hope you guys have an absolutely amazing day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!